we obviously welcome any increase in funding for Meals on Wheels services. I suppose this is something we've seen in the last 4 years, really, with there's kind of an increased importance placed on Meals on Wheels services throughout the country. And I do think it's down to what's happened in the last 6 years, that there was more local services and more services on the ground in communities. And I suppose as things happened, I hate using the COVID word, but post-COVID, when things started reopening and things like that, those local services kind of pulled away. So I think there was a little realization that this was a very valuable for
Worth
service in a
investing in.
community, and badly needed. So yeah, we welcome any extra funding. Obviously, 30%, an additional 2 million. When you look that there's nearly 320 Meals on Wheels services across the country, it's not a huge amount, but it's very welcome. And so we're delighted with the announcement.
As you say, that is spread across quite a few organisations around Ireland, so it mightn't necessarily trickle down particularly substantially. But if your organisation in Newmarket was to see an increase in the amount of funding it has to play around with, what would that mean for it and its activities, and what could it do, or I suppose how is it currently finding itself stretched?
Yeah. Well, it certainly will be absorbed. Let's put it that way. I suppose we've expanded hugely in the last three to 4 years, Sean. We're now delivering from Kilfenora down to Kilmurray McMahon over to East Clare. We have 3 Ennis routes. We have over 300 service users receiving a meal daily for 7 days a week. Since the expansion, we have 12 vans on the road. We have hubs in North Clare, we've West Clare, East Clare. We're very busy. So we have seen a major difference. I suppose the main thing we would have a concern with is the food costs at the moment. And I know any organisations and restaurants and food businesses across the country will have the same complaint, even households. We have one of the highest food costs in Europe at the moment, and it doesn't show any signs of changing. So the quality of our meals, we always kept the quality of our meals. We always sourced local food where possible. We source suppliers within that 30k radius. Even today, I'm working here in the Meals on Wheels office today, and a number of calls have been coming in all week, just asking for reassurance that our beef is actually Irish. So we've been reassuring people that we do buy local. We buy from the butcher. We source good food. It's something that we've always, taken pride in. So, food costs we do take a hit with food costs. So that is a major issue with any of these food businesses. As you'll know yourself. But the expansion, all these things are costly. So we would have no problem spending any little bit of extra funding that we get. And we're lucky in a way. We're very supported by the HSE, by philanthropists, by the companies in Shannon, especially IDEX Pump and EI, who are very supportive and continually support us. More recently, we've had the bottle return scheme. We've had a lot of companies contacting us saying they'd like to donate to us because they have little bins in their companies, but they might have other Meals on Wheels. They like to support local. We're very lucky in that regard. And as I say, we're very supported by the HSE, especially the team locally here in Ennis. They're fantastic. They see the value of the service, and I know they'll welcome this extra announcement today as well.